Okay, so continuing with the garden tour, we will go through the main beds in the backyard, which is this bed right here, the side, lining the back wall, lining the back fence. We'll go through the west side of the property, and then we'll come back and finish. Come back to this shade bed right here, and then we'll come back and finish in the middle here. This, I call this my island bed. I have a vegetable garden bed right there. Another one here, and another one here. But okay, so I will go a little bit faster. So here is standard rose. I pruned this, I think, in September, and it's now back. It's blooming. This is Snow Queen hibiscus. It's November, but hibiscus are still blooming. So Texas has weird weather, so who knows? And I did prune this all the way back. They were quite large. They grew really big in the summertime, and they bloomed profusely. But as you can see, there are more blooms coming. See right here, they are coming. This is a sunshine ligustrum. This is my favorite plant in the garden. The sunshine ligustrums. I have quite a number of them, as you will see. This is the first one of the two on this side. In front of this ligustrum, we have a purple daydream. It's a dwarf loropetalum. I think this is a peach perfection. Yes, peach perfection abelia. It's really pretty. I've come to love abelias. I've really come to appreciate them. They are evergreen, at least in our zone, and the colors are very, they're very striking to me. I like them, and I think it pretty much goes well with almost anything. So we have that. We have the peach perfection. This is a petcoa. It's a purple petcoa right here. Oh, that's a dwarf rose right here. We have a caramel petcoa here. Another peach perfection. So in this bed, in this container, this is a plumeria. There are two of them. I used to have this in the shade, and so they didn't do too well this year. So what I'm going to do, this tall one here, I will split this into 3 for the winter time, cut them, and so we'll have 3 plants out of it. Plumerias are very easy to grow. You cut it, you can just stick it in the ground and it will grow. So I'll make 3 of those. And so this other one, this is an orange plumeria, and then this is a yellow one. I think it's a yellow color. But yeah, we'll get a few plumerias out of that one. Okay, so this is another standard rose. This is a pretty poly white. I planted this last week. I had a purple rose here, but it didn't establish at all. I had one here and one right there. So I think maybe they were in too much shade. I don't know, but they didn't establish at all. So took those out and put these pretty white poly. So they're dwarf roses. Yeah, they only grow up to 3 foot high. Some more hibiscus. So all these hibiscus, this 4, that one, this one, that, and the one that's the ones in the green pot right there. These were all from one plant. And last winter I split them up into 4, and they've grown pretty well. So This here is Pride of Barbados, another tropical plant. In the winter time, I will chop it down and plant it. I think I'll plant it there. I haven't decided. I have 2 of them right there. We'll see. We'll see how they do. But I'll chop it all the way down and plant it. I'm not sure if I'll have. I'm not sure because this space is filling up. Especially if this is an oak leaf hydrangea. The oak leaves grow big, so I don't know if I'll have space to have these 2 Pride of Barbados as well. In this hanging basket here, it's an petcore. I think that's a cherry color, although it's very similar to this one. If I haven't posted the petcore video yet, it's coming. It will show how which varieties these are that I planted. It might be coming in a couple of weeks after this tour video. Okay. So in front of this oak leaf hydrangea is this is another Peach Perfection, and they're already blooming for the fall. See, and it's flanked by Peach Perfection. Wait, did I call this? This is a Purple Daydream, not Peach Perfection. This is a Purple Daydream Laura Petlam. That's a Peach Perfection Abelia, and there's another Peach Perfection Abelia right there. And in front of them this is a petcore right here, and another petcore right here. Snapdragon, another snapdragon. Okay, as we come to the back here, so in this pot we have what are these? These are Mexican petunias right there. That's a Mexican petunia. I did prune them for at the end of summer, and they've already bushed out. So I think I have some purple ones and I have some white ones. But that's what those are. So here is another standard knockout rose. This is a new planting. This is a flat Nandina. It's the red Nandina. We'll see how the color looks like in the winter time. This is a Jerusalem sage. Its flowers are yellow. It's a really, I love sages. Yeah, they're very tactile. It's like velvet. So here is Intrigue, right here. It's an Intrigue rose. It bloomed, I guess we missed the blooms. It did bloom a few days ago. So let's turn back to see this bed. It's in the middle of the afternoon, so the sun is, the video might have high exposure, but it's in the middle of the afternoon. Okay, so the back here we start with we have another Sunshine Ligustrum there. Need another one there. In the middle here we have, this is a Black Knight, butterfly bush. So the season is over. So in the winter time, so in our zone, the butterfly bushes really don't go to sleep, at least the old varieties. So this right now, it's probably what, 5 feet? It's supposed to be going to sleep at least starting around now, but I doubt it will go to sleep all the way. But in the winter time, I will cut it all the way down because it blooms on new wood. So, and I also want to, this one can grow pretty big, and I want to keep it small. So to do that, I have to keep an eye on the size. In the corner right there that's an oak leaf. That's an oak leaf holly. I planted them. I think this is their third year, and they've grown pretty tall. Okay, so this side we have we have the lagastrums there. We have the row of lagastrums. So other than the winter, we had a winter freeze December of I think 2022. And the lagastrums were pretty much burnt. You know, they were crisped all the way down. I do have a video of that, how they look like back then. Since then, they came back, and now they're well established, and this is how they pretty much looked the whole year. Even in the summertime, if anything, they grew really large, and now I actually have to work hard to maintain them at this size. So I'll probably need to start pruning them. Instead of twice a year, I probably need to do it 4 times a year, maybe 5 times a year to keep them at this size. But they're now established, and they're pretty much bulletproof now. Even with our temperatures that go to 115, it gets quite warm here. So anyway, so in between these two lagastrums, we have I think this is a Daruma Loropetalum. I think it's about to start blooming. So here I talked about that butterfly bush right there, and there is a butterfly on it. Hopefully I don't chase it away. Right there. Oop. Right there. So that's an old variety of a butterfly bush. Here is a newer variety. This is a dwarf variety. So this is a pigster blue. This one's only supposed to grow 3. Where is the sizing? I think they only grow 3 foot, 3 by 3. I think 3 by 3. But these, yeah, I think with our summer heat, it might be too much for them. So by the summertime, these ones were already crisped down, and I went ahead and pruned them. I don't think they'll come back. So I have 3 of them. There's one there, another one here, and another one there. And I planted these last fall, thinking that they might have more time to establish, because the same thing happened with another Pugster Blue 2 years ago. By mid-July, by mid-August, they were done. They couldn't handle it. So maybe for us, the Pugster Blue, at least for me, this is a southern exposure bed, meaning full sun, especially in the summertime when the temperatures are in the 110, in the 110 range. It might be too much for them. Yet this Black Knight butterfly bush, this old variety, it's fine. So maybe I should just stick to that one and keep it small. But I think I'm done with this, because I've tried them twice in a row, although I planted them in the same place. But it's yeah, I think the Pugster Blue might not be the butterfly bush for me, at least not in this bed right here. Maybe in a different bed where there's some shade, it might do well. Okay, these are croton. Planted that a few weeks ago at the beginning of fall. And this here is a Gardenia radicans, a variegated one. This rose here is Bonica rose. Yeah, it's a Bonica. It has very pretty pink flowers. I did prune it a few weeks ago, so it's flashing out right now. So new leaves are coming out. In front here we have this is a kaleidoscope abelia. It was a tiny thing. I split them up, so I have one here. I bought one plant and it had 3 plants in it, so I planted them separately instead of together. So there's one small one there, one here. I think there are actually two more on that side. But this is the kaleidoscope. It does have, here's the tag. Let's see. It really does have all various colors. It will look, I'm sure in a year or two, once they grow larger, they'll look really nice. Okay, this is an Andina. I don't remember which variety this is. It might just be the basic Nandina, the older varieties. I think there's a tag somewhere on another one. We'll look at it in a second. This here, this is it's Autumn Joy sedum. It's done for its season, but the new growth is at the bottom. So I'll just chop it down and the new ones will come. There's another one here that I missed. Here's another one right here. So for us, the sedums pretty much, at least the Autumn Joy blooms pretty much from March all the way until probably September. That's the color right there. See? Yeah. Okay. Here is an heirloom purple lavender rose. There's another one there that I missed. Let's go back to it. So you have this one. Let me put in the shade a little bit so you can see. It's really pretty. Oh no, this is another intrigue. It's a dark purple. It's a deep purple rose. So the other one is right there, flanking this patio area right here. So this one is an heirloom lavender rose, deep lavender. It had some blooms this week, but I guess I've missed it. And there's another one, another rose right there. We'll get to it. Okay, so in this side of the bed we have, it's a repeat. Most things here now are going to be repeated. So another Daruma loropetalum, a sunshine ligustrums. That's an Andina. This is the, let's see which one this is. Oh yeah, it's a dwarf heavenly bamboo Nandina. So I have a few of them here. There's that, where is it? No, this is a different one. I don't think that's a heavenly bamboo. That's a heavenly bamboo. That's another one right there that's in the sun. That's a Ihoro right here. Another variegated radicans. That's a Bonica rose. And I did build this pathway this year where I'm standing right now. And in front of the pathway, I did put, we have some snapdragons, dianthus, yeah. And then I also added some, I moved these ground covered junipers that were in a different part of the, from the landscape. So we have that right there and that one right there. Okay. This mum right here, this mum is, I think this is its third year. Yes, it was planted fall of 2022. So these mums do well. I cut them back, I think three or four times a year. They come right back. There's a video for when I chopped this. I think it was in the summertime. There's a video on the channel for when I did this, and it's their, you know, it's their season, so they're back now. And here is another Autumn Joy sedum. Next to it is another radicans variegated. That's ground cover juniper. Loropetalum, a croton, another rose, the heirloom rose, lavender one. And I planted the lavender roses just in case these butterfly bushes don't come back, because I like the purple. Purple is my favorite color, and it works really well against the yellow of the sunshine ligustrum. So purple and yellow, those are complementary colors. They're opposite each other on the color wheel. So they really bring, they make each other pop. And that's my favorite combination in the garden. So I've been looking, each time I find a purple rose anywhere, I will buy it. First of all, that's because they're not readily available. So, but if I see any, I usually get it. So let's look back this way where we came from. And these right here, these are purple fountain grass. These were also pruned. I remember it was Labor Day weekend, so that was beginning of September. And they're pretty. Okay, I'm back. The phone had cut off because it's too hot and the video shut down. So I was saying that these are, I pruned these purple fountain grass in September, so 2 months ago, and they've recovered. Okay, continuing on to this side. This is another Nandina. That's a lantana, and this corner right here. So we have this, it's actually in bloom, you can see. So this is a perfume breeze rose. It blooms in florets like this, in panicles. So, like that. This is a new one coming through. It blooms at the end. So you see like these. Those are new blooms coming. I think it's been here about 3 years, growing on this arbor right here, in this moon gate right here. At the bottom here, we have we have salvias. So I planted these 2 salvias, that one right there and that one. And then these 2 right here in the front, these were propagations from those 2 in the back. That's a society garlic right here. I used to have salvias back. I used to plant things back there, but we have snakes, and I decided to keep things clean in this corner right here, and also planted society garlic because that smell repels snakes. It's been a little bit better this year with that, but it's still not 100%, but it's much better than it was last year. Okay, so let's take a look back to where we came from. Okay, all right, so this is the west side. The west side, we have sunshine ligustrums. This is a red ruby loropetalum. It's new. I used to have one of the peach drift roses that's in the front. It used to be here, but because these ligustrums have now become very big, this year I realized that they were drowning out the peach drift rose, so it wasn't getting as much sun. So I decided to uproot it from here, take it to the transplant it to the front, and then put in this purple daydream. This red ruby. So I think I like this combination of colors. So this purple foliage, dark green foliage from the loropetalum against the yellow of the neon green yellow of the sunshine ligustrums. Okay, that pot right there, that has another Mexican petunia. So this one is another Delta series crepe myrtle. This is a Delta Eclipse. It's a very light pink lavender crepe myrtle, and it blooms really late. It stays on much longer than the others. It just finished blooming, but it's very pretty purple. let's see. So here we have another variegated. This is a variegated gardenia radicans, and this is a dwarf mini rose. It's a pink one. It needs to be, see aphids in it. I need to go ahead and prune it. As soon as those blooms clear out, I'll prune it. This here is a firebush. I think it's a lemon lime firebush. I think that's the variety. I think it's really pretty. Like I said, I like yellow, and I think that goes well with this crepe myrtle, and of course with the sunshine legastrums. Okay. This is an elephant here. I transplanted that a few weeks ago. They all used to be in one place. They grew really big this year, but I decided to spread them out in the garden. So right now they'll be going to sleep soon. So we'll see how they look like next year. Okay. So that's where we came from. And this is where we are going. They are the grocery aisle. They are the grocery store aisle. Okay.